I can't imagine the guidelines were intended to have that kind of thing happen. But it may have happened. If it happened, you said it happened, it happened. I'm not, that's something. That's a little bit easier for you to deal with than some of the bigger problems we were talking about. Other thoughts? Other views?
I think in regard to that being polar, if it's under 32 degrees, they go in. If it's over 32, they stay outside.
25.
Well, for her school, it was 32.
Yeah, it depends on the school.
But I think it was too, and I remember talking to the principal, it was to promote, give them a chance to be running around outside, not be confined in the gym. Because if they're in the gym, they make them sit in a line, where if they're outside, they're running around and kind of burning off energy and getting some exercise. That's the explanation I have. I know because it's cold, it doesn't seem right. But rather than having them just sitting in a line in the gym, they figure if they're outside, they're running around and being a little more active. Yeah.
But it probably might be a good idea to look to have some consistency in the guidelines. You know, 25, 32. Let's land on a figure that's kind of applied across the district. It would seem that would be a good thing to know. Does that disqualify you from sharing?
No, I basically came out to see you because I have...
Well, I'm flattered.
I have heard good things about you. I have friends that...
I thought maybe talk to my wife.
No, I had...
She would always say good things about me, I can tell you the truth.
So I want to see how you did interact with the public.
Can you give us some information about your background?
I spent 40 years in public education. I worked in a number of school districts. Probably the one you'd know the best is the Shenendahoa School District, close by. It has its imperfections, I must tell you, just as every school district does. I retired from doing that, and for a number of years I've been working as a consultant with school districts, mostly in New York State, but in a number of other states. But a little while ago, a couple years ago, I actually pushed away from all of that and was really retired. And then I kept reading in the paper about this district. A telephone call to say, is there any chance you would be willing to do that? And I gave a lot of long, hard thinking about that and decided, you know, maybe with the experiences that I've had over the years, that I could actually come over here and be helpful. And after talking with the board, they thought it might be a good idea. I thought it might be a good idea. We reached an agreement to have me come in. See what I could do.
That's great.
Does that give you the kind of is that what you're looking for?
That's what I want.
Well, I'll give you others. I have 6 children.
Oh, you don't have to. That's
No. There's a reason why I say that is because my adult life has really been focused on kids. Really. As an educator, as a parent.
6 kids?
6 children. 6 children. Challenging times.
Now, do you live in the Shenendahoa district? Is that where you live?
I actually, right now I live in Half Moon. My wife and I, a couple of years ago, when we were getting ready for this time, the kids are all gone. We're now at the grandchildren stage of things, and that's a wonderful stage, I'll tell you. We decided to build a retirement house in a small community in Half Moon where we have a master bedroom on the first floor, smaller, a lot smaller. I'm not spending my fall weekends raking leaves anymore. But this fall I'll be spending my time.
Will you be meeting with teachers in kind of an informal setting like this?
Yes.
Like how often?
Well, to start off with, I'm going to schedule a bunch of what I call drop-in sessions. That is, I'll go to a school, be available at a place in the school for people to drop in and share their thoughts with me. I'll try to do that scheduling-wise close to the end of the day, which is probably the easiest time for staff members to stop by. No requirement that they come. They can come, spend some time and leave, but I'll be asking them to share in the same way I'm asking them to share here. We do it, this works out well for the community in the summer. I've had a chance to meet with some other students who just completed the 9th grade, and I think tomorrow I'm meeting with hopefully a goodly number of youngsters who just graduated.
I was very happy to see that.
You need to look at this district from every perspective we possibly can.
The reason I ask about the teachers is because I've always felt, and I'm sure it had to do with board members and, just the whole environment all the time. I've always felt that teachers were very paranoid, extremely paranoid about saying anything about the way things were run. And they were fearful that if they said the wrong thing, or if they told me the truth about something, that, yeah, and not just
Some of
get
them
in
haven't
trouble.
waited for the fall to come and tell me that.
Yeah, they would feel, last time I told someone that next year my office was a little closet, or the heat wasn't good in my office then, or really, which is very, very. What I meant was they were put in an office that didn't have heat on purpose.
I understand. I did.
So, that whole environment for teachers is not good. It's not good for our kids. It's not good for communication with parents or communication, for everybody, and I hope that can be changed.
We're going to work on making that happen. There's no simple way of making that happen. The best way I can do this is the very same way I'm doing it here, because I want parents to feel that this is an open system, that we, the leaders of the district board and superintendent, we are really interested in what you have to say. And that'll help us do a better job. I want teachers to feel that same kind of way. Because you know what, I do know that when we're focused on adult problems, that affects what's going on in the schools. I'd rather have our teachers come in and be having conversations between classes about what they're doing with and for students than what was in the newspaper in the morning that they're not happy about, that they're feeling bad about, how it contributes to not the best image. Nobody likes to feel either I live in a place where my schools aren't valued, or I work in a place where my schools aren't valued. I will do the very best I can at kind of reaching out to the staff. And to be frank with you, it's not simply the teaching staff. Right behind you is one of our staff members who is equally important in terms of his business. Just wanted to highlight a friend, my friend who just met him tonight. So I'm interested in what all staff have to say.
For those of us who don't have the children discipline, what would you most like to see citizens do that we as citizens do to help students?
That's an interesting question. I think the schools are really important to you, even if you don't have children in school. So anything you can do to support us in a variety of ways, that would be wonderful. I mean, one of the things I'd like to do is see, I had one of the earlier sessions we were talking about, we have a lot of grandparents in the community. Are there ways in which we could encourage some of those grandparents to come in on a voluntary basis and do things like read?